All right. Word clouds and word lists are very simple things. You cannot expect from yourself to publish a paper by creating a word cloud. So what is the purpose of creating a word cloud for a document or a quotation is that it just gives you the frequency of the words so that in the first place you already know that majority of the content of that particular document is about what subject or what topic. So to create a word cloud for a document, you can right click on the document and it's not here. You just open it and where is it? Analyze, search, no. Word clouds is here. Word frequency, concepts. Where is word cloud? Maybe we just need to select word frequency. Okay, yeah. So it's here. When you select word frequency, it also shows the cloud, the list word. I mean, this is the list of the words with the number of with their frequency. If you want, you can change it into a word cloud. I personally don't like this feature of ATLAS.ti because now if I export this into an image, and just save it somewhere, you can see that this will be the image that I have. If I just maybe change this a little bit and then I export it again, a different image will be produced. So I don't want this. I want all of the words to be displayed in the word cloud. But anyways, it just shows how many times a word has been repeated or used in a particular text. This just tells us that this document, for example, is mainly about leadership, higher education, learning, and leadership development. So this is just it just gives you some idea, that's all. So basically, that's why I'm not going to focus on this more than that. It's just a matter of creating a word cloud for a document. I think you can create word clouds for, previously you could create a word cloud for quotations. So this is if you look at here, I'm right clicking on the quotation. If I select word frequency, you can see the word cloud for the quotation. I can select multiple quotations. I can select multiple documents to create a word cloud. So basically it's just a word cloud. And it's just, that's all. I mean, I don't know how much I can tell you about this. It's just a word cloud. If I want to use a word cloud, I prefer to use online tools. Even in our article that we wrote with Christian, this one, let me show you. We also included a word cloud, but I just used some online tools to create it because I didn't like the word cloud feature in ATLAS.ti. I also don't recommend you using it. Oh, 20. Yeah, I created this word cloud using some other online tools rather than the word cloud feature in ATLAS.ti. I could use that, but I didn't use it. So I also don't recommend you to consider this word cloud feature in ATLAS.ti because analytically it doesn't prove anything. Visually also I don't like it because when you export this to an image, I mean, sometimes some of the words are not displayed. I mean, it has been a big issue with ATLAS.ti since many years ago. So we just forget about this. But what is important for us today, which requires a lot of cognitive resources, is query. Now I start the discussion by asking you a question. How we can find, let's go to our project, how we can find all of the quotations in our project that have been coded with code DD and code BB. So it's a little bit difficult. It's not impossible. You can just check the quotations coded with this code, just double click on that. You can find these codes and then you just go to the other one and check if there is an overlapping quotation here coded with both of them. So this is a manual way of doing this. But ATLAS.ti has a feature that can help you identify a specific quotations that satisfy a specific query. So you need to define a query. When I say query, it means, I just give you a few examples. Quotations coded with this code and this code, but not this code. I mean quotations coded with code A, B, but not C. Quotations coded with A and B in documents A, but not all the other documents. So you can see this is a query. You define the search criteria, in fact, for finding those quotations. All right? Now, to create a query, we have two sets of operators. One of them is Boolean or set operators. The other one is proximity operators. Previously, we had another type of operators, but now it is not available in ATLAS.ti, so we are not talking about that. So let's just go to some basics of Boolean operators. All right, look at this picture. It's a very nice picture. We have two codes, code A and code B, right? And we have a few quotations numbered from Q1 to Q5, right? Now, you can see that for A, quotation Q1, Q3, and Q2 have been coded with this code, with code A. But with code B, only Q3 and Q5 have been coded. Is that right? Q4 has not been coded by any of these quotations, these codes. Is it clear? Yes? So we have two codes, code A and code B. We have 5 quotations. One is not coded with any of them. One, which is Q3, has been coded with both of them. Q5 only by B, Q1 and Q2 only by A. Is it clear? Now, I can define a query using Boolean operators to identify these quotations. All right, so look at this. The first one is OR, A or B. All right, code A or code B. I want to find all of the quotations coded with code A or code B. All right, so if you look at this, all the quotations in this area will be included. If you look at this, it means Q1, Q3, Q2, Q3, and Q5. Does it make sense? Because these are the quotations coded with A or B. They are inside the yellow area. Is it clear? Yes? Yes. Very simple. It's just basic mathematics. Who likes mathematics? Mathematics is very important. Really, just.
I know it's clear, but it doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah, maybe we don't like, but when you are counting your money, then mathematics is really interesting, you know?
It's true.
Actually, let me just tell you something interesting. I have my mother-in-law, she's very old and she is not educated, so she doesn't know how to write and read. If you tell her, what is the result of 2 plus 2? She doesn't know. But if you tell her, how much is it? 5,200 USD plus 3,800 USD. Immediately she will respond. When it comes to money, you know, she can do that calculation when there is, you know, when it is about money. But if you just tell her, ask her 5 plus 10, she doesn't know, and actually she doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know? But when you just ask her $5 plus $10, you have not finished your question, she answers your question. $15. So yeah, so mathematics could be interesting. Anyways, let's go back to our business. The next one is though. Though means either A or B. Either A or B. So it means that whatever quotations you have in this yellow area or this yellow area will be included as a result of this query, right? So if you look at here, you can see that the query, the quotations that satisfy this query will be Q1, Q2, and Q5. Does it make sense? So this is Zohr. Next, we have AND. AND means, are there any quotations coded with both of them? So any quotations in the overlap of these two circles will be included as a result of this query, right? So only Q3 satisfies this query. Is it clear? And next is not. A, but not B. So whatever quotations that you have coded with A will be included, excluding everything else coded with both of them or just B. So here in this example, you can see that only Q1 and Q2 will satisfy this theory, this query. Is it difficult? We have another one, not A or B. So this is A or B. Not A or B means everything outside here. Everything outside this yellow area. It will be not A or B. So it will be only Q4. Is it difficult? Boolean operators are widely used to define queries. Normally we use these. We also have proximity operators, but proximity operators, it's just a matter of location. I mean, finding the location. I mean, some queries with respect to their location. So look at this. So proximity operators. We have within. We have encloses. So these boxes, each of them represent a quotation. All right. So quotation within means I mean the main quotation that I'm talking to about is the black box. So the black box is within the white box, right? So if you want to identify some quotations within other quotations, you use the operator within. One thing that I just forgot to tell you is that the result of A or B is equal to the result of B or A, right? So you can, I mean, for some of them, it is interchangeable. I mean, the results are the same. But for proximity operators, they are not interchangeable. So A within B is different. The result of A within B is different from the result of B within A. Is it clear? Then we have encloses. The black box or the black code encloses the white code. So if you want to identify what are the quotations that enclose some other quotations, or they have some quotations inside them, then you have to use enclose operator. Overlaps. It means that there is some overlaps between them. The quotations are overlapped. All right. Overlapped by. So overlaps means that, I mean, look at this. This is there is overlap between this, and we have also overlapped by. You can see that only the place or the location of the black box is changed here. So this is overlaps. This is overlapped by. Follows means that one quotation. You have the first quotation, and what is the other quotations that follows your main quotation. Then you have precedes. It means that you have a certain quotation. What are other quotations that precede this main quotation for you? And then we have quacker. It means that they just quacker at the same time. So basically, it's a combination of a few of these. Maybe this one, this one, this one. So it's a combination of a few of these operators. So here you will have some more specific definition for A within B, A encloses B, A overlaps B. So these are the exact definition of these operators. All right? Is it clear? Our example, despite this is very simple, but since it's just about the location, and remember, only when it comes to location, normally if you are interested in relationship analysis, coherence says that location becomes more meaningful. So normally when we are looking for locations, we just do this co-occurrence analysis, because it just tells us what are the quotations that are overlapping or they are just co-occur at the same time. But in majority of the cases, we just focus on this. All right. You can also define a scope for your quotations. All right. You can define a scope. For example, what are all of the quotations coded with A or B in document A? What are the quotations coded with A or B, code A and or code B, in all of the documents, in a certain number of documents? So you can define the scope of your quotation as well. Is it clear? I'll just show you one example. Look at this. This is the query tool. If you just click on this query, you will see the query tool. So this is the query tool here. Now, here you can see the code groups and also the codes. So these are the codes and code groups. You can simply pick them and define your query using the operators that are provided here. Now, you can also define the scope of your query using this section. So this section is for defining the scope of the query. All right. Here you have all of the document groups, all of the documents. When there is nothing here, it means that the scope of your query will be the entire project. If you want, you can, for example, define D3 here so that this query, the result of this query is generated based on only D3, not the entire project. So you can define the entire project. Now, look at this. I have defined a query here. So this is my query, change and Edison. So this is the AND operator, if you remember from the other slides. Change and Edison, or this vertical line means or cognitive capabilities. So the result of here with cognitive capabilities. So when you click on this operator, the result of this query is displayed here. So we will have 5 patients that satisfy this query in the entire project. So you can see that here the term quotations is 5 because there are 5 quotations that satisfy this query. A lot of lines here. I hope. Let me just use the eraser again. So this is our query. The result of this query is just 5 quotations. All right. These queries come from all the documents because we didn't define any scope. So basically they come from different scope, all the documents. All right. Now you can see that the first query is from document 1. The second one is from document 1. The third one is from document 3. The fourth one from document 3. And only one of them is from document 5. Is it clear? Based on the number of quotations, you can simply check this. Am I right? So you can see 5 quotations here. So the total quotations is, the term quotations is 5. There are 5 quotations that satisfy this query. And if I, for example, limit the scope, if I limit the scope to maybe document 5, D5, I just write here D5, then this one will be excluded. This one will be excluded from the result of this query. This one is excluded. This one is also excluded. Only we will get this because this is the one that satisfies this query and it is in this document. It is within this scope. Is it clear? Then here you will have total quotations. It will be 1. and then it will be displayed here as 1. Is it clear? So you can define the query. I will do a lot of examples, not a lot, a few examples here for you so that you know how you can find some specific queries. Is it clear? All right. So let's just go to ATLAS.ti. I just click on query tool. All right. In the first place, you can see that there is no area for a scope. Look at here. Here we have the area that you can define your scope, but here in ATLAS.ti you don't see that. But you can simply you can simply drag and drop this line so that you can see the space for defining your the scope of your query. Now let's do something easy. All right. I want to know what are the quotations. Look at the screen. I think if you just look at that, then maybe later you can practice and learn it in more details. Look at the screen. I want to see what are the quotations that are coded with code AA or code BB. If I click on AA, I can see the results here. If I click on BB, I can see the results here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quotations coded with AA. I have this set of quotations coded with BB. What are the quotations coded with both of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 quotations that satisfy this query, AA or BB. So I have 9 quotations in my project. You can see the list of quotations here that are coded with AA or BB. So again, these are quotations for AA. These are, I click on the code only. These are the quotations for BB. These are the quotations for AA and BB. So overall, there are 9 quotations here. And these quotations come from different documents, right? They come from all of the documents and document groups. I haven't defined anything here. Is it clear? Now I want to see, for example, I want to see which one, I want to see what are the quotations that satisfy this query, but they come from document 9. So I just drag and drop document 9 here. Now you can see that the result of the query is 2 now, because 2 out of those 9 queries come from document 9. Is it clear? I can expand this. I can use, for example, some other operators here to define the scope. I want to see what are the quotations that satisfy this query coming from document D9 and document D1. Now here you can see that I have 3 quotations that satisfy this query within this scope. Is it clear? Very simple. So you can change this query. It's just a simple OR operator. You can add some other operators. So what are the quotations coded with AA or BB and maybe DD? Then you can see that I only have 1 quotation coded with AA or BB and DD. As you can see, there is only 1 in this scope. If I remove my scope, you can see that I have 2 quotations in the entire project that satisfy this query. Very simple. Was it difficult for you to understand? So we can define a query. It's just a search term, which is comprised of and, or, nor. Other operators are also available here. So these are the Boolean or set operators. These are the proximity operators. All right. So you can simply use them as well. Was it difficult? Let's do one more example. Let's see what are the quotations. What are the quotations that satisfy this query, but just in documents D9, D5, only one. So here you can see that there is only one quotation here that satisfy this query in this scope. Is it clear? So any questions so far? I want one volunteer to come to my computer and create a new query. Who can do that? So that online people also can see. I need a volunteer to come here and create a query. Who can do that? Maybe you. Okay, can you do that? You just define a query here. I just remove that. I just remove the query and also the scope. Remember, you can manage the scope using these buttons and manage your query using these options. Okay, go ahead. So you can use my mouse and you can explain what you are doing.
So these are the 4 groups.
So can you speak a little bit loudly so that online people can also hear you?
Okay. So I'm taking the codes.
So what code you want to use?
AA.
All right. So maybe you use another code because I have already used that. Maybe you just scroll down and find some other code.
Let's try the E.
All right.
Okay. Then we go to.
So what is this?
Operators.
All right. Okay.
And if we add all.
All right.
And then let's redo some another code.
All right. You just remove it under red button, red circle. Yes. Remove the code. Yes, under red circle. No, under red circle.
Okay. Like this?
Yeah. Just go up. Yes. All right.
And we can select the documents.
Okay. Now just explain what this query does for us.
Okay. So this is defining, basically there are 2 quotations that contains these codes.
No. Because this E code is selected now, these are the 2 quotations coded with E. Click on envisioning change. Oh. This is one code, there is one code that is coded with envisioning change. Now if you click on the operator, you can see that we have 3 quotations coded with E or envisioning change. All right? Now we define a scope. Maybe you just try to see which of these quotations, come from the human D10. Yeah, just drag and drop under red button or D9. All right.
That's the page. Okay, just.
Right. Okay. So now you can see that only quotation 9. Quotation 9.1 is the quotation that satisfies the query that has been defined by her in the scope of the document D9. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So you just define the query. Remember, when you click on this, click on E, click on code E1, click on envisioning change, nothing. Why? Because there is no quotations in document D9 that has been coded with envisioning change.
Oh.
You remove the scope, just click on D9. Yes, I click delete. In the ribbon, there is delete button. Now you can see that there are two, because E is selected, the code E is selected, just go to E. Okay, E is selected, there are two quotations, click on envisioning change, one quotation, click on all, there are three. Now, add another or operator,
Okay.
click on operators, yes, click another or,
Or
yes. Now, let's see what are the quotations coded with E, or envisioning change, or maybe HHH. Just drag and drop HHH under yes. Oh. Now, click on HHH. There are three quotations for HHH. Click on this operator. So we have three quotations as the result of the first operator. We have three quotations for this. So 3 plus 3 will be 6. So you can see 6 quotations that satisfy this query. Is it clear? Now you can change the scope. Just change the scope to document detail. Yes? Then only 3 quotations as a result of this query satisfy the query in the scope of detail. Is it clear? Very simple, right? Isn't it beautiful? Because sometimes, you are looking for some specific quotations that satisfy the query. I mean, you have 300 quotations in your project, then your supervisor will tell you, okay, I think code management and code leadership are very interesting. Do you have any quotations coded with both of them? Then you just define the query, leadership or management, and then you see the result, you print it, give it to her or him. Isn't it beautiful? It just makes the life very easy. Right?
so these 3 results are showing that it contains all these quotations, E, envision.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You just click on this I again. A small preview. Then you can see that we have AA here. Sorry, HH.
Okay.
If you just scroll down, you can also see envisioning change. But now, okay, just click on the I. Click on the I here. Show large preview. All right, now just scroll up. Here we have, sorry, they are not, this is not the quotations coded with all of them.
Okay.
It's all.
Oh.
I mean, either this one, or this one, or this one.
Okay.
If we use and, it means all of them at the same time. But this is or. All right? Okay? Any questions? It wasn't that difficult, of course, but a little bit maybe tricky compared with other techniques like code coherence table and code queue. All right, thank you. Another person? Anyone else? No? Can we proceed with the rest of the presentation, or do you want to practice? If you want, I can give you maybe 10 minutes of practice, so you just try to play with this and I just move around. Online people also can do some practice, maybe 10 minutes. And if you want, I think you can also share your screen and just show what you are doing. If you want, you can do that. Yes?
Can you look at mine? I feel like it looks different. Maybe because it's not.
Yeah, if we have a mouse, because I don't know how.
Look, so I go N.
All right.
Very good. So I guess I have to go. It looks so different.
Here's some more video to make 上下纲。上来变成。下一个。这是我们哦，进来，它就不好使，上不好使啊。先，加个 operation， 然后我那没有这么多，主要是没写进去。哦，陈导，因为我要看那个去。
For the ATLAS.ti, for ATLAS.ti.
哦，这儿啊，就是那个那个。
But I
虽然我你点这儿的时候，就啊，点这。对对对，这个是他们仨。所以那时候，因为我们会有一个文献之后的学生会走在里面。
your
I didn't have just like all. 那个现在啊，有大家投资里。啊，但是这个比赛，
this is approximately operating.
A equals B. So like certainly A equals B. 你有哪一个？我看看。So A 我应该是。
So alright. So it's okay. Now I understand.
Oh,
What you have done is A or B and you can see the result.
but
You just click on A.
这就是它 within 这个，就是黑色的 within 啊，这个然后 maybe 这个是黑色在白色的外面。哦 inclusive 什么？哦，我还是不知道的，真是。
You just click on the minus sign.
外面就两个没有交集，没有交集。overlaps
旁边
A 和 B 有重叠这一
If
个。
there is no way that I can connect the mouse to that's not.
Maybe you can design and just like this. They go
Alright. We just go.
A 和 B 哪个是可以对应的
confusing.
Yes, that is actually because I'm not a micro, I am experience, so I just need to check. Just give me one moment. So, online people, please do some practice regarding this. The people in the room also are trying to do some practices regarding this
暴露通
一个在前面，
query tool.
它在前
After 10 to 15 minutes, we will continue with the rest of the presentation, okay? So, online people, I believe there should be some video tutorials if you are using Mac. There should be video tutorials for the query tool in Mac. Let me just see if I believe there should be there.
B 在 A 里面
Um,
在外面。And everything else is
Mac
pretty
ATLAS
similar, but
TI query
这个
tool.
actually I like keyword always
Yeah, there is one example here.
okay.
Once we fill the job, the contracts need to be signed by both parties. With Adobe Acrobat, I can send it to Ken.
In this video tutorial, we show further examples on how to build queries in the Query tool with ATLAS.ti 9 Mac.
这个我可以肯定的是
All examples shown here are based on the Children and Happiness sample project. You'll find the link to the project in the comment field below. The aim of the first query that we're going to show is to find all comments written by people who have one child and who express that they are ambivalent about parenthood, which contain statements where they express that children make them happier. Let's begin with the first part, the AND query. Select the operator and then the two codes of interest. ATLAS.ti retrieves 9 quotations where both of these codes have been applied. Now let's add part 2 of the query, which means including only those comments where the code children increase happiness occurs. The query results in 4 quotations. If you want to look at the results in context, pin the query tool window so it stays on top of the screen.
哦，这个口跟这些这两个有什么
Here you see that the conditions that we've been searching for apply.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Because I'm not also Mac user, but I think we can take care of that. That's not the thing. So where was the query tool?
Go to analysis.
Yeah, analysis.
First feature.
Query tool. All right, you here? So just yes, all right. So condense quotation that which must match all of the following rules. So the first one is or, we just select or, and then we just need to select or here again, and now the following. So
This one. 就是有一个这个 base 做的是
人家会员怎么用？
and then you'll be able to
oh, okay. It's for with this code. So what is the code? Maybe C.
它配 AI 编码，就是这个
yes, is that right?
Yeah. And
对对，这个可以。
OK AI 可以，因为它是有历史的。
all right. So there are 5 quotations. So that with E
我就编
or C or E. All right.
Then I guess if you want to add another rule, you press the add button.
Exactly.
Okay.
So maybe you want to add something else. A, C, or E,
这个都是重叠了，但是这个东西没重叠。
or something else, maybe F. Then it would be 5. Something like that. But I think you just watched that video. I'm sorry, I am not a Mac user. But as long as you. What is this? All right, never mind. Yeah. So as long as you learn the philosophy behind that, I think you just need to play with that to understand it. But this, I mean, the idea behind that is exactly the same. But since I'm not a Mac user, also it's a bit difficult for me to. Okay.
I know it's
Yeah, I don't know how to use it, and actually I'm not a fan of Mac. To me, it's very difficult.
yeah.
So, but anyways, I'm sorry I cannot help you that much on this, but I think better you watch that video. Yes. Certainly they have Mac tutorials as well. Whatever. Okay, guys, those who have Mac in ATLAS.ti YouTube channel, they have Mac tutorials. So whatever I taught you, you can you can see how they are applied in the Mac version if you just go to that video YouTube channel for ATLAS.ti. ATLAS.ti has a YouTube channel. You can watch those videos. But I'm sorry, I really cannot help you with the Mac because I'm not familiar with the menus and these things. I can spend some time to understand it, but I also don't want to waste the time learning something and then teaching you how to do it.
Yeah.
All right?
OK，这个可以。
So I'm sorry for that, but try to play with that and also just search query tool in Atlas Mac. You will find the videos. You just try to.
OK， Thank you。
All right, no problem.
是那个多少有意义？现在没意思了，对，
I don't know what happened to the TV. So I disconnect and connect. Maybe. Oh, sorry. Magical hands. So again, I would like to okay, let's just go to YouTube channel for ATLAS.ti. I believe they have a lot of
太多说嘛，都好像太老。就是跟原来的这个感觉是。然后
So it's here ATLAS.ti. If you just go to the playlist, there should be a lot of videos for, in Spanish language, for ATLAS.ti web, ATLAS.ti Mac is here, 21 videos. So I think if you just go for
Analyze anything faster with ATLAS.ti. Anyone can use the software to manage, organize, and analyze material, even without any prior knowledge. ATLAS.ti facilitates analysis in diverse areas.
here, okay, let's Mac. Not here.
Using memos for data.
One student who is like $3,500 account can go into 41,000 in 1.5 years. For small account,
All examples shown here are based on the Children and Happiness Sample Project.
So you just visit the website, the YouTube channel for the Mac version. But as long as, again, I just want to remind that as long as you learn the ideas behind all of this, you can apply them in Mac. You can figure it out how it is applied in Mac. So maybe for another 10 minutes until 11:30, you just do some practice, and then at 11:30 we will continue. Online people, do you have any questions?